Hey y'all, what is going on? It's Giga here again. I wanted to make a quick video today talking about the top 5 things that I learned over the 24 hours that the web app has been out so far. Obviously it's a little more than that now. See if you guys have, thought the same things or if you've actually been thinking different things. So I appreciate all the support that you guys have shown on the videos. So we're gonna keep it up. We're doing the best we can with it. But without further ado, let's go ahead, let's get into it. The first thing that I wanted to talk about right now is that prices are fluctuating like crazy, even just within hours. And so what I mean by that, and I think I've even got some on my transfer targets here, I was trying to really nail down certain cards yesterday in terms of like what cards I wanted to go for, who I thought was super meta, who I thought was going to do well coming out of the first day. And so obviously I have a lot of different cards here, but what I want to show you guys is that even just within that day, so for instance, Jesus at one point was 7K, went up to almost 10K, and then came back down. Now I think he's at like 7 or 8.5, I think, 8.5. And so there are very similar cards that all did the same thing. I think this Martinez was 7.6 at one point. He went up to about 8.5. There's Perisic, who's kind of around 2K the whole time. Chiesa was another one I really enjoyed messing with. He was less than 8K at one point, went up to 12K, and I'm curious to see where he's at now. He looks like he's less than 10 or maybe right around 10. So as you can tell, there's a lot of fluctuating prices right now. If you guys can make quick coins and try not to hold on to cards like I did, which is where I really messed up, you can see I was messing with a bunch of Berardi, Jesus a bunch, and then I just sold a bunch of these bronze cards that I also got from, I was doing bronze pack method and stuff. I'm not doing that anymore, but I got these 2 Jesuses in this Rafinha last night because I thought that prices were going to keep going up because supply wasn't very strong, until I realized this morning that everything went down. So we'll see how this plays out. I'm going to hold on to them a little longer. I'm just listing them at super high prices just to see if I can make some coins on them. If not, it is what it is. I do think eventually prices will come back up, but only time will tell. So we'll see how it goes. But the other thing that we need to address with the price stuff is that certain price ranges are very funky right now. And what I mean by that is, so for instance, a good one is this Caldera card. Where is he at? Is it this card? I don't think so. This Caldera card. It is this Caldera card. He's a bronze, is this Libertadores, Sudamericana, one of those kinds of cards, and his price range it starts at 7,000 coins. So he's not selling at all. No one can sell him. No one's able to sell him because no one wants to buy him. And it's just because of the price range. And there's other cards that are like this too. I think one that I saw was in fact Varane. His might even be 100K is where it starts, and people don't want to buy Varane for 100K because he's not worth that much. As much as EA might think otherwise. So just be very careful with some of these prices that you might see. Obviously do like a little bit of research before you buy someone. And by research, I mean like just look at some of the prices that they've got going for him, or going for the player. So that's one thing that we're gonna have to wait and see if EA fixes that before the game comes out or not. But anyway, the second thing that I wanted to bring up was that SBC stuff right now is a little awkward. And what I mean by that is, so you can see right now, I only have the Foundations 1 SBC. There's the like advanced SBCs and stuff that we always get at the beginning of the game, and they are not out for everyone as far as I'm aware. I'm sure there's like a pattern to it, like it's all out in the EU and it's not out in America or something like that. But at least for me, I don't have them. All I have is this one where you just get bronze packs for the most part, and then a 2 players pack. Along with that though, is that SBCs are untradeable in terms of rewards, which is a huge negative factor when it comes to the market. And so especially for those advanced SBCs, that was like the big thing last year and the year before and so on and so forth, was that being able to do or complete the SBCs and actually sell the players that you get was kind of like your roulette, if you will. Like if you got a really good player, like you were in, like you obviously hit the jackpot. But this year it doesn't seem it's going to be that way. Now maybe, I don't think the untradeable part will change, but this whole like how some people have some and other people's don't, or other people don't, I think that's something that EA will change by the start of the game personally. But that's another thing I learned, and I was kind of sad about it. I always really liked getting to do the SBC and see if, you know, you got someone pretty good or half decent or whatever. But that's not the case. So that's the second thing. The third thing that I think applies to the market again, but is also really good to know, is that because there's really nothing to supply the market with stuff, so like the SBCs are untradeable, so they can't go back on the market. There's no marquee matchups or anything like that. The store has just gold packs and premium gold packs, or just premium gold pack, not even regular gold pack actually. And so because of that, there's not a whole lot of like extra supply coming onto the market. The only cards that are doing well as of literally right now, and it's 5 p.m. Eastern, are the super meta cards. And what I mean by that is like, so Vinicius is a good example. Vinicius, I think, was like less than 100, like 90, high 90s earlier today. And now he's 105. And that's still not even that great, right? And so you would think that, okay, well, there's limited supply, so you would think, well, the price has got to go up. But the demand is just so low because no one's playing yet. No one can actually play the game. It's rough. And so where the supply is coming from is really from those 4 starter gold packs that we all got, if you got the loyalty rewards. But basically they were in the last video if you guys want to check that out. But basically there were these it was 11 players, I believe, 11 players. One was guaranteed to be 80 plus and a rare. And so gold commons are very supplied right now, so they're very low in price. And then no, you're not really getting any coins from the rest of them. So it's hard, even if you got something good, like there's not enough coin influence to be bumping up prices right now. So it's rough in terms of the market at the moment, but I think it's just part of the fun. It really is. I know, like I was saying, I've messed up with my investments, and that's fine. We'll deal with it. We'll figure it out. But one investment that I do think is very interesting, and you know, don't quote me on this when it doesn't do well, but I'm just saying it's interesting, is it's new, and that is the position change modifier. And so right now, at least as of talking about this, I believe they're like 2,500, something like that. Are they 2,000 or are they, I don't know why I typed all that in. So they're like 2,400, 2,300. And so yeah, they're 2,300 right now. But they're being sold for 2,600 on the dot, like at the immediate buy now price. So what this means to me, or like what this is interesting about, is I've seen them fluctuating from 2K to, I think like 2.5 was the highest I'd really seen them. They might be going higher than that towards 3, but because so here, the other thing that we can look at is, it is, I believe, technically a common. I think it's technically a common. I could be wrong with that. It might be a rare. But because of the nature of it, I don't know, regardless if it's rare or common, I don't know how common it actually is in packs to get. And so because of that, and actually we can even do our little, whatchamacallit, our preview pack and see if we get one, because it's an automatic 2,000 coins. Not that I can buy it at the moment, but might as well try it, right? And so because of the nature of them, I just don't really know if they're going to be a good investment. They're going to be sold out by the end of, I need to figure out how to look at that, by the end of, or the start of FIFA, or if it's just going to be like, they're worthless. You know, who knows? This is a bad one, but we're not going to take this. We're going to go ahead and just move on. So that was number 4, those position change cards. I think that's something that I learned that's an option, and I'd be curious to see what people think about that. But then the last thing that I wanted to mention was, and I think this is probably the most interesting in the sense of like, do you want to put in the work, are these milestones. And so, sorry, I'll go back so you guys can see. But But if you go to objectives and then you go up to milestones right here, and you hit this transfer market mastery, you can see that for every 25 to 50 to 100 to 250 buy now players that you click, you get 1,500 coins, which is a small amount, but significant right now, especially the 25 ones, like the early on ones. Because to do that for to buy 25 of the 200 coin players, what is that, 5,000 coins? And so you automatically get 1,500 back. And so literally if you just sell them all back for 200, like if you just list all of them for 200, which you can do right now, they're selling. Like I have proof that they're selling. All of these guys that really like, they shouldn't be very expensive. People are actually doing this, it seems. And so because of that, you can actually make money, like a little bit of money just from doing like this one, the 51. I don't know, what is 100 times 200 is 20,000. 5% of 20,000 is what? Like, well, actually you can just do 200 times 5, so it's 1,000. So you'd still make 500 coins off of this one if my math is correct, off of the 100 buy now. The 250 you wouldn't, but then again, if you list all of them, you also get coins back from this. So that's all interesting, but the real kicker one is this 500 buy now. And so there's two 75 to 83 rated players, gold rated players, and I don't know if this is tradable. If it is tradable, this is interesting to go for. I'm not gonna lie, this is interesting to go for because there are some very, very expensive, like imagine you get Ferland Mendy or something like that from this pack, and all of a sudden it's totally worth it. So this is interesting. I'm not gonna say to go for it, I'm not gonna say not to, but if that's your cup of tea, then I say by all means, like I support you. But those are the 5 things that I really think were interesting going into the web app as someone who's not very well versed in web app stuff. So just how much the prices fluctuate. The new price range stuff goes along with that, or the wonky price range stuff. Untradeable SBCs is new. Limited supply, I really didn't understand how significant that was going to be, or really limited demand in another sense too. So just how the market works in general. The position modifier cards, and then these objectives. I at least thought were the 5 most crucial things for myself in terms of knowing what's going on, which way I should go about this, and all that good stuff. So it's been a lot of fun so far. I'm hoping that these investments won't totally wreck me, but we'll see. And yeah, we'll go from there. I'm kind of trying to take it as I now have 2,000. You guys can't see how many coins I have, but I have a solid 2,000 coins. Yeah, it's not showing for some reason. And so we're gonna try to build up from there again, but we'll see how that goes. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Whoops, sorry. And it's still not showing. Oh well. There it is. Yeah. Thank you guys so much though. I will see you guys soon in the next video. We'll be doing this over the weekend, and yeah, I really appreciate it. So I hope you all have a good one.